But according to this, we need to understand since Israel came up in thought that's before the concept of echad, and it says about them that it will be the counting of Israel it will not be measured and not be counted. How then did they descend into a body? That's taken from the four fundamental elements. From the statement, let us make man. This descent is like a descent from a high height to a deep pit. Truly, but the concept is that this descent is for the purpose of elevation. Matovu b'dibur hamaskil v'samti kadkod b'dibur hamaskil shabbos shabbosun b'dibur hamaskil shchorani v'navadrush hasheni b'dibur hamaskil ashir alavaya ki gauga'a b'dibur hamaskil v'ata yigdol na b'dibur hamaskil derachai selech b'torah Ohr Parshas vayeshev. I guess they're all about all these memorim about the concept of yiridat tzorech aliyah. Because there's another level that's higher than thought, speech, and action, and that is above them all, and that's the desire of the heart, and that's the point of the heart. That's the will that encompasses the intellect, and thought. והמחשבה וכלו חשיב לגבי הרצון, או המחשבה וכלו חשיב לגבי הרצון, or it's הרצון מקיף השכל והמחשבה וכלו חשיב לגבי הרצון כידוע. That the will encompasses the intellect and the thought, and it's incomparable to the will, this thought and intellect. And as is known, when the divine soul is aroused with a love with all of one's might, which is the will, it will be explained with Hashem's help. When we think about this concept of echad, then it can go up to a level that's higher even than its first original source. So with echad, even though it refers to a lower level of machshava, but it draws down from the ratzon that's higher even than the first machshava, and we can be elevated upwards beyond it. Higher than it was in its original source, as it came up into thought, because it's awakened in this, the will, the concept of the supernal will as well, not just the lower machshava, but also the ratzon. In Zohar it's called the desire of all desires, ratzon shel kol haratzonos, the will of all the wills, b'lashon hakodesh nikra ratzon ha'elyon, and in the holy tongue it's called the supernal will, ki ratzon ha'tachton asher nolad min ha'seichel chulu, because the lower will is what is born from intellect. And look what's brought in another place about the four levels. My attached one, my loved one, my dove, my complete one. And then to understand this well, how this is a descent for the purpose of elevation. We can preface first the known question, on the statement of our sages, Derami Krai, that you have psukim that contradict each other. Ksiv asafta deganecha chulu. One place it says that you'll gather your grains. Uksiv v'amdu zarim v'ra'u tzonchim chulu. But in another place it says that strangers will get up and shepherd your flock. So are you going to do it yourself, or there are going to be others who do it for you? V'tirtu, and the answer, kan bizman Yisrael osin ritzonu shel makom. Here's where Yisrael is doing the will of the omnipresent chulu, and so forth. And here's when they're not so. Parshas vaya shemor ksiv b'chol avavchem v'chol nafshechem. Now in the parsha of Vaya, where it says that you're going to gather your grain, it says you're going to listen to it when you listen to Hashem with all of your hearts and all of your souls. How could you say there that they're not fulfilling the will of the omnipresent? How can you say that when they're gathering their grains, it's not fulfilling the will? We say in Vaya that they're having here the self-sacrifice with all their hearts and souls. And the answer for this question is known in the name of the Rav Magid Mizmezrich. That in the first parsha of Shema it says with all of your might. And Vaya it's not mentioned with all of your might. That's why they're called not fulfilling the will of the omnipresent. We need to understand the reason for this. That we can scrutinize what is this language of doing the will of the omnipresent. Mahu bihiyos ki makom zayin rakim v'ha'aretz v'dalet sitrin chulu. Because what we're saying, the will of the place, literally. Ratzon shel makom is the will of the place. What is this place? That's the seven heavens and the earth and the four directions. V'dalet sitrin chulu hu b'chinas memala kol alamin. That's the divine as it fills all the worlds. Uksiv hini makom iti chulu. And it says that the place is with me, that this place is nullified, that which encompasses all the world, that's beyond the concept of place. That's why it's called encompassing all the worlds. That he is the place of the world, and the world is not his place, because he surrounds and gives flow in order that there should be any place, that there should be place. And like it's explained in another place, and that's the idea of the word that Hashem is Echad, Aleph Ches Dalet, that's composed of Aleph Ches and Dalet, and all that we mentioned before, the heavens and the earth and the directions. And the Dalet being the Machshava Tata. Hu Osios Machshava, that's the letters of thought. Imadibur, together with speech. Nimshech Alidei Dalet Osios Halalu D'Shem Havaya. It's drawn through the four letters of Hashem's name. Havaya Echad, that the Echad here is the concept of Hashem's name of Havaya. Yud Tzimtzum Heis Pashtus Vavam Shacha. That the Yud is the confinement. The hay is spreading out, the Vav is drawing down, and the hay is spreading out further. That's coming from that which encompasses all the worlds. And that's so the Soviv is the supernal thought. That's higher than the big dalet of Echad. Like we said, Shema Yisrael is that Israel came from that level of the higher Machshava. Here we're saying it's Soviv. To the Dalet Rabasi is Memale. And we need to draw down that he should be the place of the world. To create the place, to Zayin Rakim v'Dalet Rabasi Anal, and the big Dalet that we mentioned. So that's when we say Havaya Echad, you draw down from Soviv through the letters of Havaya to the concept of Echad, which is the concept of makom and the dibur of machshava. V'zeu she'omrim Shema Yisrael she'ala b'machshava elyon, and this is that we say, listen Israel, that we came up into the higher thought, sheyumshach misham lihiyos havaya echad, so vivu memale, that you should draw from there to have Hashem is one, meaning the encompassing and the filling the world. V'zeu nikra osin v'soner shel makom, and this is what's called making the will of the place, the ratzon of the place. V'afal pi shegam b'lav hachinim shach mebichnes v'at mechayes kulam, and even though without this is drawn down the concept of a new enliven them all, but it's written by Yomahu on that day, Yehiyah Havaya Echad, Hashem will be one. Amr Razal and our sages said, Atuha Idna Lav Echadu, is he not one right now? Like it's brought in Torah or in the Mamar, and I showed myself to Avraham that in the time of exile is not seen his unity in a revealed state. And that's why it's written like the name Havaya, but it's pronounced the name Adnai. But to draw down the concept of Havaya, that's making the will of the place. So that's why it says in the time to come, Yihi Havaya Echad, in the time to come, we'll have the concept of what we say Hashem Echad in Shema in a revealed way, and that's making the will of Hashem, and like the concept of that Havaya is a God of perspectives, of one that we can, the one from below and the one from above that's not revealed. Like the one that everything is nullified from Hashem's perspective that will be revealed later. Because the life of the world, something from nothing, is from a glimmer alone. That's from Malchus, which is called the place. So that's the worlds come from this glimmer, which is Malchus. We want to draw down into the Malchus, something higher. But we have to draw it down from the concept of his essence into the concept of Malchus. And that's called the union of the Holy One, blessed be He, I guess with Ushrinte. And that's called making the will of the Makom, drawing down the Ratzon, the Makiv, to the concept of Makom, which is Malchus. The world as it is on its own, from just a glimmer, to draw down the higher level, that Vaya Echad, in the time to come in a revealed way. And that's the concept of the righteous as the foundation of the world. That you draw down the concept of Yisod, that above is the true existence, not like our perspective, where below is the existence and above is the not, but the foundation that the Yisod above Malchus is the foundation. That's the true Yesh. Shalamayla Yesh ve'adibur kalo chashiv, and the speech is not comparable. Kamosh kazu b'dibur hamaskela yeshena v'gam kamosh kazu b'dibur hamaskela var in yom kippurim ha'hefesh bin hamshachas achayis shbi miachol or bin hamshachas shbi Shabbos. Like it's brought in the Mamar to understand the concept of Yom Kippur, the difference between the flow that comes in the weekdays and the flow that comes on Shabbos. And this flow is through us drawing it down into his soul. Hagiloi, this revelation. That the flow of Shabbos is, you draw it down through the flow into the soul. So that's the concept of Shema Yisrael Havaya Elokeinu, I guess. That we have to talk to the neshama, that the neshama should be the one drawing this down. And this union happens in the reading of Shema through this arousal from above. When we say you should love Havaya, Yur Eloka, b'chol levavcha, b'chol nafshecha, with all of your heart and with all of your soul. And that is the love and the desire that's born from the understanding and intellect of Shema Yisrael, of Listen Israel. And how he's both encompassing and filling, I guess, both the ideas of Shema Yisrael and Hashem Echad. That awakens the love. And through this you have the union face to face. That is because without this love to Hashem, the main essence of the person is tied to the concepts in this world. And in his inner way, that's what he's facing. And to the service of Hashem, there's no inner facing, only the external and the back. The mitzvahs that a person has gotten used to. Like this, the verse, because they turned their back towards me, the back of their neck. That even though they're actually turning towards me, in the heart, and in prayer in the heart, and with Torah, but it's not from the inner part of the heart, only in a concept of the back and the external alone. And so too the Holy One, blessed be, turns towards him in a concept of the external and the name of Elokim, to hide and conceal the divine light. So that's back to back, both us turning towards him from the back, so he turns towards us from the back. Look what is brought in the Mamar, that I am sleeping, how the egg and all these Maimorim, how the exile is called asleep, Bein legabe Israel, whether it's in terms of Israel, that our service is only in a way of we were like dreamers. And whether it's the flow from above, that we did not see our miracles, so both are a concept of sleeping. And so you can understand the difference between us doing the will of the place and not doing it. So that it's a yichud achor ba'achor. But through the love and fear that we awaken through the contemplation of Sofiven Man Male in Shema Yisrael, we turn face to face. That is that the concept of the countenance, the face, and the main essence of the soul is attached to the service of Hashem, to cleave to Him, with all of the heart and soul, and to despise all strange other will towards anything other than that, anything other than Hashem. Because of, like it's written, do I have in the heavens, and I don't want only imcha in the earth. And that is to say, even the higher and lower gardens of Eden that are called the heavens. I didn't desire them. Rather, like the verse continues, my shi'er, my body and my heart are expired towards you, specifically towards you, to your essence and being, which is higher than this big dalid, the machshava, the dibur sheb'machshava, lihiyos k'neshama helokis, also b'machshava elyona, and that's because the divine soul came up into this higher thought. Therefore its desires to be included in the source of where it was carved out of. Like we said here, that it's the concept of sovev, but we're getting to l'chora that we're going higher than sovev. But at any rate, when you remember your source, you don't want anything else other than to go back up to your source. None of the revelations below that. And therefore it's born in your heart through this contemplation of Shema Yisrael. And that's what it says, and you should love Beis Pirushim. And it has two meanings, Aleph Lashon Sivoy. The first is a command, Al Yidei Yegia B'Hizbonenus, through your toil in contemplation, and the second is that it should happen automatically. That's with all of your might. She's Bor Be'ezus Hashem, and that will explain with Hashem's help. And that's why it's called face to face. Because